Welcome to Wingnut's workshop. Today's project is in response to ToolScouter's Caddy Challenge, which for me is a response for ScoutCrafter's Tool Caddy's Challenge from 2021. I have been using this for a while, but I'm realizing that I'm missing some things and I'd like to renovate this, remodel, adjust it. So let me go and get this project off my workbench and let's get started. Yes, I've gotten back into the plastics, trying to work on a 67 Chevelle, trying to get it for Pam's Con next year that I've been trooping it, and I want to go and take some models next time. So give me a few minutes and I'll be right back. Okay, we're all put away now. I like to use these cardboard trays for keeping my models all in one location. That's close to what it's going to look like, I hope. But just keeping everything in one location, keeping all the tools, and as the project goes, I can set it aside, then pick it back up and carry on to the next thing. But I also have another one that I use for my tools. My model building tray that keep all the tools in, keep knives, saws, miscellaneous parts, paint brushes, my paint holders. I use these when I go to put tape on it, hold something so I don't get paint on myself. And it's just a convenient way to keep everything all in one location. Some extra styrene, some bare metal foil. So this is how we keep things together and keep things organized. So let me tell you about my caddy. This is where majority of all the work I do on my tools gets done. Those are some of my paint drop cloths that I use for painting on my projects. Looking around, there's my 65 VW bus. This is actually a piece of plastic laminate countertop from Miami on a Workmate. You know, 357 renovated one a while ago. I've got my Big Vic's vise on here that I've got to renovate sometime. But here's my caddy that I built in response to ScoutCrafter's project. I've been working on projects for so long and realized that it's a long way to walk over to my real workbench, my toolbox, and to find things off of the wall, whatever I've got, whatever I need. Come back in here and just run over here to grab one screwdriver or another screwdriver or a pair of pliers. Yes, it's chaos, I know. So I realized that it's I've always go over there for a certain number of tools. So I decided to bring them all and build a caddy. Let me show you what I have in it. Before I go through this, I do want to go and thank Mrs. Magdad for my troopers and Vader that have been watching over my projects for a while. I enjoy. It's currently 84 degrees in Tampa Bay and a little bit windy. Hurricane Helene is trying to pass us right now, so we're doing fine. If the power goes out, you'll be the second to know. Okay. These are things that I use quite a bit. ScoutCrafter talks about having supplies. I don't know how many of these I go through in a week. I've got some dowels, I've got small toothpicks, and I've got the pointy toothpicks. These I use a little bit more frequently than small ones. I got some of the basic Q-tips, some pins, pointy tweezers that are holding tweezers. I got a pointy thing. Here's my pointy thing. I know ToolScouter has one that's blue. Maybe I need to use some flits on this. And I've got some. Small little vintage measuring tape, 10 foot. This is from Youngstown, Ohio, so this would have been my grandfather's. My family came from Youngstown, where my parents met. My grandfather lived for many, many years. I've got clothespins, standard clothespins. That one has a magnet on it for some reason from one of my daughters. Then for my model building, I've got the reverse clothespins. You just take it apart and turn it around, and these are what I use majority of the time. And you can see I painted them. It's very easy to hold things when you paint and you don't get your fingers painted. I've got Scotch tape, but I realized it was a great idea, but I can't get my finger in there to be able to get it off, so that kind of is useless. I use plastic laminates for gluing so I don't clamp to something when I clamp. Got a business card for my Wingnut's workshop for Instagram that I carry and show to people when they come by. My handy wipes are all dry. This does not get used, but if I come down here, these are what I currently use. Of course, they're unscented, but these are what I use for wiping off my tools. I know the bucket of towels sounds like a great idea, and I'm tempted, but let me get through these first. Made a slot, little slot right there where I can go and put my 6-inch square. I've got a ScoutCrafter recommended plastic scraper. Got another to the glue. A number of containers for sorting things out. This is the one that I use the most. I glued a washer to it that's heavy. This is now bottom heavy, and it will not tip over easy. Pair of needle nose pliers. Zero edge cutoff pliers, wire cutters, and 2 pairs of scissors. Actually, these are the ones I use the most. Got these at Bass Pro Shops, and if you can tell, if you can see, nope, they've got serrated edge, and so used for cutting fishing line. I use a lot. I got 2 stubby screwdrivers, Craftsman, of course. That is how I started. A big box cutter, a big knife, scraper, and everything. A lot of things are painted Wingnut blue. Another pair of needle tweezers. My glue all, as opposed to school glue. The glue all is much stronger, extra strong formula. I use that a lot. My X-Acto knives are probably what I use the most. Got several rulers in here. This one's there so I can be able to grab it by the lip, my 12-inch. Come down here is my remote control. I'll pan up slowly for my TV. Right above my dad's vintage radial arm saw, my drill press, and my other bandsaw. Everything's a mess over there. My mineral spirits, ScoutCrafter 50/50. This is 50% acetone, 50% automatic transmission fluid for loosening tight things. Denatured alcohol, I use that a lot. I've got some sandpaper, a wipe off, dry eraser board, wipe off as I use it. My reading glasses, because I'm over 40, 6-inch rulers. Got some more screwdrivers. Here's my first perfect handle screwdriver, and it is on my to-do list to restore one of these days. Sharpies. Come around to the back, I use more sanding blocks, sanding sticks with various grits. Craft sticks. Another one of my pointy things that I use the most, probably the most, is this one. A bunch of Harbor Freight putty knives, and I do use these a lot working on projects. A triangular file is where I keep my brushes, toothbrushes, and wire brushes. My go-to screwdrivers, just a Phillips and straight standard. Regular scissors and heavy-duty scissors. The one that I probably use the most, my E6000. It built my armor, and it's amazing how many times I use it. And a pair of pliers, just some Pittsburgh pliers that I do use a lot for opening things. So that seems like everything I could need, except it's not. Okay, these are what I realize I use frequently, but they're not in my caddy. I use masking tape, painter's tape. These are Gator Zip Micro Sanding Pads. They come with 3 different grit sandpaper. And when I was working on one of my armor, I realized I got tired of peeling them off and putting them on, peeling them off, putting them on, so I just bought 3 and used them. These I do use quite a bit, so thinking that maybe I could use them. Keep them close. I do use binder clips. Having to walk over to get the new razor blade, that's no big deal, but it'd be nice to have. This is the original Flitz from 1984 that I purchased. I still have to go and give a story about that one day. I use this a lot. Everybody uses Flitzit, especially Chuck and, what's his name? Oh yeah, 357. But see what I can do with that. Micro mesh polishing pads. These are grits from 1500 all the way to 12,000. These were originally designed for windshields of airplanes. I found them at Oshkosh many years ago. They use them for polishing the scratches out of polyglass or whatever the glass is for windshields of aircraft, and it puts a perfect polish on them. I use it on my armor, use it on many different things. So it would be nice if I could have them close. I don't know how many times I go over to my wall to go and get this to measure a battery. So my battery tester, if I can fit it, we'll see. I've got 3 fluids. These are the other 3 that I use quite a bit. Yes, I know I got denatured alcohol there, but having it in a spray bottle has been convenient also. Having just oil, I use the bar chain oil, is just having oil to lube something, whether it's my hedge trimmer, chainsaw, hand chainsaws, or what, just having oil around. So my project now for for ToolScouter's project is to see how to go and add these together. I started thinking about just putting something in front of here. Let me just go and add on to this and see what to do and see how to work and keep that to where it is. But I realized over this past week of how many times I reached and grabbed my remote. So I've got to reconsider this. Let me start working on it and see what I come up with. Okay, now I think we're ready for the final coat. This is Wingnut Blue. It's Rust-Oleum Metallic, Cobalt Blue Metallic 7251. Okay, painting is now done. Gloss coat has been added, and I'm satisfied with the results. So now we're going to go and glue them up and let them dry while I go out and do some yard work. I did add a bead of Elmer's glue around the inside of the divider. I do around all of them just to add, fill it to add a little more strength to it. So let's go ahead and glue it up. When I taped up, I taped off the bottom, so that is going to be a solid glue joint to the base. So this is the mock-up that I had before. The back is 1.25 inches, the front is 2 inches, and I flip over to here to 1.25 and 2 inches. And I realized if I actually make it a little bit less, I might even be able to get some more space in there. This I see as wasted space, so this might become a box or just a divider to store the clips in. But this is looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and get it glued up. So let me give you a reminder of where I started after ScoutCrafter's Caddy Challenge. On this side, besides the scales, the rulers, and a few band-aids, I had my remote and 3 containers of liquids, mineral spirits, ScoutCrafter 50/50, and denatured alcohol. Now I have space that I am adding all of this. To thank ToolScouter for the Caddy Challenge. This gave me the opportunity to do now what I've been thinking about. Just made an excuse to get it done now, to improve the caddy that I had made for ScoutCrafter's challenge. Now I think it's going to last me quite a few years, that should have everything that I've got. So thank you very much. Bonus footage of the debris field after a project. I need my garbage cans. My paint board is off. But thanks so much for stopping by. Hope you have a very nice day. God bless.